Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening based on the time you're watching this session. This session is brought to you by Virtually Testing Team. Today we'll discuss fiscal sponsorship. My name is Victor Monga. I'm a cybersecurity practitioner. I love network troubleshooting and can lose sleep until I solve it. So for those of you who might be interested to learn more about me, please connect with me on LinkedIn and or Twitter. A disclaimer, neither Kenny or myself are attorneys. We are not offering any legal advice today. This entire presentation is based on our experience working with different nonprofit organizations and the process. So once again, we are not offering any legal advice today. Flow of this session will start with challenge faced by many of new communities to accept donations. We'll discuss efforts it takes to set up a new nonprofit organization versus leveraging an existing, well-established nonprofit to offer a better solution to new communities so they are unable to accept donations. Virtue Testing, also known as VT, has 3 centers of excellence. First, innovation collaborates with cybersecurity solution providers to community testing their solutions. Second, education offers a platform to those who would like to speak on cybersecurity topics and share knowledge among community. This also enables our community members to get visibility to advance their career profile. And the third, charity is to offer fiscal sponsorship to those communities they don't have legal nonprofit status so they can start accepting tax-deductible donations. Today we have Kenny with us. Kenny, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, thanks, Victor. Hi, everyone. My name is Kenny Tachakarn. I'm part of the Cloud Security Alliance Los Angeles chapter. We're one of the co-founders as well. We started our chapter in LA about in 2015.
Again, I speak about this again and again, but use your volunteer time. And I'm speaking to community leaders, new nonprofit organizations. Use your volunteer time for community improvements. This is one of my favorite quotes. Constraint inspires creativity. So if you feel that you're being constrained, that's going to inspire to think outside of the box. Let's explore or walk through a scenario that most of the communities face every day if they don't have legal nonprofit status. On the left, first, organization X reaches out to a community X to offer donation. On the right, second, community X can't accept that donation because they don't have legal nonprofit status. On the left again, organization X can only donate to a nonprofit organization which has a legal status 501c3. So you can see and imagine the common challenge. Community X is not a nonprofit legal status. They cannot accept that donation that organization X would like to offer to them. So at this point, community X leaders are gonna go back and talk about the options. The first option is they can go set up a nonprofit organization from scratch, or they can work with an established nonprofit organization using a term called fiscal sponsorship. That is what we're going to discuss today. So let's explore option 1. If community leaders would like to explore that, what would it take? First of all, they would have to agree upon a business name that has not been claimed or used. Second, they would have to incorporate your business. They would have to apply for EIN number, employer identification number. They would have to apply for IRS tax exemption. They would have to apply for state tax exemption. They would have to set up a new bank account. You cannot use personal accounts for your nonprofit organization. That has to be an official business account. We're not done. There is going to be recurring tasks that you would be doing every year, such as filing tax returns, filing statement of information, meeting minutes. You would have to run financial reports. You would have to ensure you have compliance audits. Not only that, you would have to actually rotate authorized user for your bank access because the board is going to change. So the primary stakeholders might change. So that's something you would have to worry about that as well. Kenny, would you like to share your experience setting up a nonprofit organization for Cloud Security Alliance LA chapter?
Sure, yeah. So in 2015, we started up the Cloud Security LA chapter. And in 2016 was when we started to work on getting the 501c3 nonprofit status, and also building our our bank account and kind of the statement information and other setups for the state and the federal.
Okay.
It was a lot of trial trial by like, researching on my own or on the board's own to figure out like what are the things that we need to do. And, we've noticed, or we came across, I've came across times where, that I didn't have that roadmap, but, having a company that can help us out with that. And looking back now, it's like, it would have been great if, we worked with you or knew about you guys at the time.
So once again, my ask to all of those community leaders is, would you rather spend time to set up a corporation and then work on getting that corporation nonprofit status? Or do you want to work on your mission for your community? At the end of the day, it is nonprofit organization serving your mission. You need to carry out your mission for your community. Now let's explore option 2. As we discussed during the challenge, option 1 was to set up a new nonprofit organization. Kenny had provided insights into it, what it takes, the efforts. Now let's talk about option 2, fiscal sponsorship. So fiscal sponsorship is a public charity exempt under section 501c3 of IRS code and qualified recipient of charitable contributions that are deductible to the donor. What that means is, if an individual or a company is donating to a 501c3 nonprofit organization, they can write off that from their tax. It's a tax deductible donation. There are different codes in IRS, 501c1 to 501c29. Today, we're only going to focus on 501c3. So let's run a scenario, what it happens, how it happens, and we'll tie it back to Kenny's example with Cloud Security Alliance LA chapter. So Community X, that could be Cloud Security Alliance LA chapter, which is not nonprofit organization yet. They don't have 501c3 status. They're working with a nonprofit organization, let's call it Virtually Testing, which has legal status, tax exempt status, which has administrative infrastructure, which is already working with different donors. Community X is talking to donor 3, where donor 3 would like to donate money to Community X, but they do not have the platform, they don't have the status. So Community X would like to form fiscal sponsorship with a nonprofit organization. Now, donor 3 can donate that money to a nonprofit organization, which is 501c3, and that nonprofit organization can fund Community X projects. Not only that, Community X would be exposed and open to other donors that they didn't know that they can have access to, such as donor 1 or donor 2, that can even enhance their operations. Community X has access to all of that donations now that they can carry out for their community. So in a nutshell, what does fiscal sponsorship gives us? Access to donors, tax-deductible donations, readiness, no commitment, hassle-free, and a complete guidance. What if you're not ready? What if you are not sure about this? That's completely fine. What if down the line you feel like you want to build your nonprofit? That is completely fine. You can still do it. None of this is stopping you to have those options. But if you're not ready today, this vehicle provides you to get there.
Over this past year, with Virtually Testing assisting us, it's been really helpful in terms of the help that they've done in terms of like doing the admin, the backend stuff of making sure that we do the documentation that we need, in terms of both state and federal. So that was really helpful, and also it allows us, like me and the rest of the board, to focus more on like building, working with our community and making sure that we bring cloud security related type presentations and speakers, and just our community within the LA chapter. We focusing more on that, working on that. Also as well, like what Victor mentioned, it also opens up to donors and like relationships that they have as well into helping us bring in additional sponsorships or donations. So.
Awesome, thank you. In a nutshell, Kenny's happy. All right, so we're not here to just talk about the advantages and what are the things that it brings to the table. We're going to talk about what are things may or may not liked by your existing organization or community. It is accountability. When you go for fiscal sponsorship, you are accountable to that fiscal sponsor. Well, to me, unless you're doing something really weird or shady, I don't see this as a problem. However, this is a point to be noted. You will be providing information and accountability to fiscal sponsor if you go with the route of fiscal sponsorship. Now, let's close the loop. In the beginning, we talked about the challenge. At the end, let's wrap it up with a solution. Now, if an organization X would like to donate money to Community X, Community X can actually respond back that we are fiscally sponsored by a nonprofit organization and can accept your donation. If organization X demands for a tax-deductible donation receipt, Community X can work with their fiscal sponsor to provide that tax-deductible donation receipt to organization X.
Like working with virtually testing in terms of having them assist with, continuing our nonprofit tax exemption. We've enjoyed, like working with them and having them assist us. So it's I think it'd be really helpful in terms of for other chapters in the Cloud Security Alliance that are looking for that nonprofit status. I think if you guys are starting or getting that started up, having them partnering with them would be really beneficial in getting that through. So yeah, I highly recommend.
Awesome. Thank you. Well, the point is, let's focus on community work. If you're not ready today and you are not sure how you can get that tax deductible donations, please work with us. Please let us help you to accept those donations. With that, thank you very much for joining this session. On the screen here, you can scan this QR code using any smartphone, which will take you to our website, LinkedIn, Twitter, and YouTube's contact@varsitesting.com. Thank you, Kenny, for speaking to us. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, Victor. Thanks, everyone.